Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1311 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for January 20th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1311. I'm gonna start with the word 40. Alright, none of those letters are grey. Sorry, none of those are green, and all of them are grey, so let's guess a completely different word. For example, I can go for clean. Let's see what happens. Okay, still, all the letters are grey. What's going on? I haven't got any letter which is part of this word yet. Okay, which means that the only vowels left are U or I, or potentially both. There could be a double consonant. For example, whisk. Let's actually try that, because uses yeah, 4 consonants and 1 vowel, so let's go with that. Okay, still, I've guessed 17 letters. Sorry, I've guessed 15 letters, and only 2 of the 15 letters are yellow. 13 of them are grey. Um, hmm. S. The question is, where do these 2 letters go? And is there a U in this word? It could be, squid. It might actually be squid. Let's try it. And today's Wordle answer is indeed squid. Alright, that was actually, at last, it was actually alright, because I guessed it in 4 tries. I think, um, after after making my 3rd guess, I've eliminated enough letters already. Yeah, I've eliminated so many vowels and commonly used consonants. So, the only word I see after the 3 guesses was squid, and that luckily is today's Wordle answer. Alright, so that was not as bad as I thought it would be. Guessing it in 4 tries is actually quite decent, I would say. Yeah. Alright, I'll take that. Guess today's Wordle answer squid in 4 tries. This is Wordle number 1311. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is January 20th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Alright, I see that these 5s force the digit 5 into one of these 2 cells in block 2. These 4s point left, and these 4s point down. This 3 points up, and this 3 points right. So in block 3, the digit 3 is forced into row 1. So these 3s point left. To force the digit 3 into this cell in block 1, the digit 3 in block 5 is forced into one of these 2 cells, and these 3s points left, where this cell sees another 3. This 6 points left, and this 6 points up. To force the digit 6 into this cell in block 1, these 6s force the digit 6 into one of these 2 cells in block 2, and these 6s point down. Also, these 6s point right, where this cell sees another 6. These 9s point right. To force the digit 9 into this cell in block 6, this 9 points right and this 9 points up. So in block 3, the digit 9 is forced into column 8, so these 9s point down. These 2s point left, and this cell sees another 2. So in block 7, the digit 2 is forced into this cell. This 8 points left, and this 8 points up. So in block 4, the digit 8 is forced into column 1, and then these 8s point up. to force the digit 8 into this cell in block 1. 8 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. In column 3, the missing digits are 1, 3, and 4. This cell sees 1 and 4. So 1 and 4 go into the other two cells, making this cell a 3. Right? Because 1, 4 cannot go into this cell. So these two digits have to go down here, which makes this a 3. Alright, then I can place 3 in this cell in block 7. Okay, this cell cannot contain a 3 anymore. The digit 3 in block 5 is forced into this cell. This 3 points right and this 3 points up. So in block 6, the digit 3 is forced into one of these two cells. In row 5, the missing digits are 2, 5, and 7. This cell sees 7, so it's 2 or 5, 2, 5, 7, and this cell sees 2, so it's 5 or 7. Okay, this one points left, so in block 5, the digit 1 is forced into row 6. And then these ones point left. In block 1, 1, 4, and 7 are the missing digits. Hmm. This 9 points down to force the digit 9 into one of these two cells in block 7. Because we also have this 9. Oh, then where's 9 in row 8? Okay, so in row 8, 9 is a missing digit, so 9 has to go somewhere in this row. This cell sees 9, this cell sees 9, this cell sees 9, this cell sees 9 from block 3, and this cell also sees another 9. So in row 8, the digit 9 is forced into this cell, because all other open cells see another 9, and that this is the only cell available for 9 in this row. So the digit 9 in row 8 can only go into this cell, so it must be a 9. And then these 9s point up where this cell sees another 9. Alright, now this 8 points down and this 8 points right, and after I place this 9, the digit 8 in block 8 is forced into row 7. These 8 points right and this cell sees another 8, so in block 9, the digit 8 is forced into this cell, and 8 goes into one of these two cells in block 6. Okay, 5 in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. Okay, so in block 6, there are 6 open cells, which means that 6 digits are missing from block 6. I've marked down the 3s, the 5s, the 6s, and the 8s. So I've marked down 4 of the 6 missing digits. That means I still have not marked down 2 and 7. Alright, let's mark those down. 2 is forced into one of these 4 cells, and 7 is forced into one of these 3 cells down here. And look at these 6 cells. We have one cell which only contains one digit that is marked in the cell. So in this case, this must be a 2. because I've found out that 2 is the only digit that is possible to go into this cell. It can't be anything else, right? It sees 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This cell cannot contain 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, so 2 is the only digit that is possible to be in this cell. And I have to make this a 2, because I cannot leave this cell to be empty. No empty cells allowed, or the Sudoku puzzle will be broken. So to avoid that, I have to put a digit in every cell, and in this case, it can only be a 2. So I must make this a 2, to avoid empty cells. Alright. And then these 2's point up to force the digit 2 into this cell in block 3. These 2's force the digit 2 into this cell in block 2. And then, okay, it's just basically a chain reaction. The digit 2 in block 6 is forced into this cell. And then these 2's points left, forcing the last 2 of this Sudoku puzzle into this cell. Alright, all 2's are placed. I can also place 1 in this cell in block 5. Okay, apart from 1, 4, and 8, the other missing digits of block 4 is 5. Okay, after I place this 2, the digit 5 in block 2 can only go into this cell, so it has to go here, which makes this 7 and 5 this way. And then after I place the 5, the digit 9 in block 2 is forced into this cell, followed by the 6, which goes into this cell. And then these 6's point down. Alright, in column 4, the missing digits are 4, 7, and 8. This cell sees 4 and 8, so it can only be a 7, leaving the other 2 open cells in this column containing 4 and 8. The missing digits of block 2 are 1, 4, and 8. This cell sees 8, so it's 1 or 4. This cell sees 4, so it's 1 or 8, and this is 4 or 8. Now, this cell sees 1, 4, and 8 from this triple. So this cell actually cannot contain 1 or 4. It must be a 7, leaving a 1, 4 pair down here. It also makes this a 3, supported by these 3's. This cell is a 1 to complete the row, and this cell sees 9, so 9 has to go into this cell, and this is a 7 to complete the block. This cell is 6 or 7 for the column. This cell now sees a 3, so in block 6, the digit 3 is forced into this cell. Yeah, followed by the 5, which goes into this cell, because in row 4, the missing digits are 1, 5, and 8, but this cell sees 1 and 8, so it must be a 5. Completing row 4 with 1 and 8 over here, 4, 5 pair, and okay, this now cannot contain a 5. The digits that go into these 3 cells are 6, 7, and 8. 8 goes into this cell, followed by the 7 and the 6. And these 2 cells for column 7 contain 7 and 9, which makes this a 6 to complete the column. 1 and 4 are the missing digits of column 9. And we also have a 1, 4 pair in row 8. So this 1, 4 pair makes the other 2 open cells in row 8 a pair. A 6, 7 pair. But actually, this cell sees a 6, so I can place 7 and 6 this way. Okay, this cell now cannot contain a 6. The digit 6 in block 8 is forced into this cell. This is 1 or 8 for the column, but it sees an 8. So this cell must be a 1, making this cell an 8. 4, 1, 8. These 2 cells are 4 and 5 because they are the missing digits of column 6. This cell is, this cell now sees a 1, so I can place 4, 1, 5, 4. 7 to complete the column, which makes this 9, 7, 9, 5, 4, 5, and the Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in a bit under 12 minutes. So I'd say this Sudoku puzzle is quite straightforward. And I'm glad. Recently, for the past week, there has been quite a lot of tricky hard Sudoku puzzles. So I'm gonna view this Sudoku puzzle as a break, a kind of break between tricky hard Sudokus. This one is more straightforward compared to some of those I've seen earlier this week. Anyway, I'm gonna go over some key spots as a quick summary. Actually, I don't really recall any difficult or tricky spots. Um, Even for some pairs of triples, I don't actually remember. I just remember that this two in block 6 was a naked single. In block 6, this two at the intersection of row 4 and column 8, this two was a naked single, which means that um it could not contain like every other digit could not go into this cell. So it can only be a 2, so I must put a 2 into this cell. And oh, and towards the end of the Sudoku puzzle, I think the 1-4 pair in row 8 helped a bit to wrap up the Sudoku puzzle. If you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. Today is January 20th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1311 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for today. See you all in tomorrow's video. Bye!